Hi, this is Rick, and this is the first of what I hope to be many NES homebrew tutorials that I'll be putting on YouTube and on embed.com/NES. I've created an NES Starter Kit with everything necessary to get started creating games for NES emulators. This first tutorial is a quick getting started guide to help you get the ball rolling with my NES Homebrew Starter Kit. The first thing we need to do is open a browser and type startnes.com into the URL bar at the top. This will redirect us to the GitHub page where I've put my NES Homebrew Starter Kit. So here is a browser, and type in startnes.com, and it will redirect us to the NES Starter Kit. I have a long README that contains many details about this NES Starter Kit and NES Homebrew development in general, but for right now, we are just going to get started by clicking Clone and Download. We want to download the zip, and it's downloading right here. Now it is finished, so we open up the zip file. Here's our zip file opened up. We will drag and drop this into a different folder so that it unzips it. Now we are inside our NES Starter Kit master. So, inside the NES Starter Kit, I've included several tools, including Messen, which is an emulator. I've included the installer for Notepad++. This you can use, or you can use a different text editor if you prefer. I've included YYCHR, which is an image editor that can be used to edit CHR files. CHR files are the format of files that you must use for image data within the NES. I will show you how to use this a little later in this tutorial. The starter kit comes with a pre-assembled version of the starter.nes ROM file that can be run in an emulator. We will be assembling our own version of this file, so we'll need to begin by deleting the old version. To assemble a new version of this file, double-click the compile.bat file. This will run the CA65 assembler and build a new starter.nes ROM. When the assembler is finished, we will see a new starter.nes ROM file. We will now run this file in the Messen emulator. To do this, go into Tools and double-click on Messen. Because I've been running Messen for a while, it always gives you the option of opening the last ROM you've run. We're going to ignore this ROM and say File, Open, and open up starter.nes, which is the ROM that we just created. Now you can see Hello World is scrolling up our screen in an NES emulator. Let's make some changes to the image file that we're using. Let's open up YYCHR and look at the image file that we used for this project. Double-click on YYCHR, click Open, navigate to the directory NES Starter Kit Master and into the image directory, and double-click on helloworld.chr. Initially, it may not look like anything loaded. This is because the CHR format places the sprite data in the top half of the file and the background image data in the bottom half. For this project, we are only using background images. Scroll to the bottom half of the image and you'll see our character data. The NES does not have an operating system, and it has no concept of fonts. I put together this tutorial by drawing out these letters as images and putting them into YYCHR in their ASCII locations. This will make more sense in later tutorials. What I'll do now is show you how changing an image in YYCHR can affect the output file. D is the last letter of Hello World. We'll modify that letter and see what happens. Now that we've modified the D, let's click the Save icon up top. You won't be able to just start up your starter.nes again and have it display the changes. Running it will just display the old D as it was before. What we need to do is double-click on compile.bat and rebuild the entire ROM file. This will rebuild our starter.nes. If we open up starter.nes in Messin now, we will see that D has changed significantly. It has new colors and additional pixels that have been added. Now let's take a look at some code. If you've installed Notepad++, open it now. If you haven't, you will need to open the following file in the text editor of your choice. Go into the source directory, into Vectors, and open up nmi.asm in your text editor. You will see in here this printf nmi hello world line. Let's change that to something else of your choosing. I'm going to choose hi Luke and save the file. Now, let us rerun compile.bat. And let's once again open starter.nes. Now it says hi Luke. In my next tutorial, I'm going to walk you through all this code to help you better understand exactly what's going on here.